Another device we have here again is from Itel, as they offer the most affordable devices. And as we start, I invite you to subscribe and thank you. It was fun to check out the cheapest out there, as we check how low the price can these devices go and how decent they are to use. The latest iteration of the Awesome series from Itel, this is the Itel A70. And for quick specs, this is powered by the Unisoc T603 with 3GB or 4GB of RAM that can be expanded via virtual RAM up to 8GB. The storage is 128GB with a 13MP camera main, a front camera of 8MP, 6.6 inches, 720p. Battery is 5000mAh and the price is around 3,500 to 3,999 or 4,000 pesos. Enjoy me with an unboxing. This is the box of the Itel A70 with the phone in gold color. However, we have the black variant here. And now let us open up the lid by sliding this cover up. And here is the A70. First look, the phone looks dazzling and sparkly. Next, here is the case in black opaque solid color. Next, we have the charging brick, 10 watts, the USB-A to USB-C cable, the SIM ejector pin. There is a pre-installed screen protector here on the phone. So, it's somehow ready to use. For a budget, low-cost device, let us talk about the design of this phone. At unahin ko na ito. As observed, the A70 explicitly tries to look like an iPhone. The camera cluster, the overall look, the dynamic bar, the preloaded wallpapers, and even the case included. Check out this case, the black soft one that has the look of the magnetic ring in the iPhone case we have. But this is not actually magnetic, and the phone does not have wireless charging. When the case is set, it tries to have the iPhone vibe it intended to look like. This might be the preference or consideration of some buying this Itel A70. Tignan naman natin ang paligid ng phones. Sa bottom part, the headphone port, a microphone, a USB-C port for charging and data transfer. Buti yung mga cheapest phones ngayon adopt the USB-C standard. Oh, like the iPhones too. The loudspeaker, we have one here at the bottom. At the top, there's nothing. On the left side, the SIM tray with dual SIM and dedicated micro SD slot for storage expansion. And on the right, the volume keys and the power button that doubles as fingerprint scanner. This scanner works, not as snappy. It is nice kung fan kayo na ang fingerprint scanner is nandito sa power button. And it's a good thing na nakikita natin itong feature nito sa mga cheap phones ngayon. So here's the A70, the iPhone-like or vibe lookalike ng Itel. And now let's check the display. In front is the 6.6 inches measured diagonally in 720p resolution. 60Hz ang refresh rate, so ito yung regular lang. The screen is a good IPS LCD for the price. No significant light bleeding or unbalanced tint akong napansin. Kahit 720p lang siya, it looks crisp, just like the Itel A60s or S23 kung nakagamit na kayo nito before. It has a drop notch in the middle for the front camera placement. It does not have an ambient light sensor to automatically adjust the brightness. It will be tricky on bright sunlight under the sun. So it's best to adjust it to the brightest when we're going outside. But if this is used for daily viewing, it is good enough. It is good in viewing videos, and it has a single speaker here, but it has a teeny sound. Yung speaker na good enough lang for notification and basic listening.
Specs on paper. Let us check out the much cheaper one, the Itel A60s. As we start, let me invite you to subscribe sa ating channel, ang Lanicom Views. Salamat!
And as a communication device, it can connect to 2G, 3G, and 4G LTE cellular networks. Both can connect to LTE for data and voice over LTE. For Wi-Fi, it can connect to 2.4 GHz band. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi hotspot is present here for connectivity. GPS for location tracking on your travels, and as a communication device, it has a decent reception. For battery and charging, standard ngayon sa mga budget phones ang 5,000 mAh battery na mayroon ang A70. And this battery will take you for more than a day for daily use of calling, messaging, and online activities. If you use it for continuous video and games, it can still endure up to the end of the day. It provides long battery life as it supplies power to non-heavy components. For charging, using the 10-watt charger and Type-C cable, it takes up to 3 hours from 0 to 100%. And let us go to the software and performance. Itel A70 is using an Android 13 Go, cutting some features that regular Itel OS skin offers. No kids mode, split screen, shortcut panel, or game mode is not present here. Also, the pre-installed Google apps are the Go editions for lighter load. But there are some notable add-ons here. First, the dynamic bar, an iPhone-like aesthetic feat that appears on the camera notch. The use is very minimal as it only appears on face unlock, battery activity, and calls. So I don't know if you will be using this as much. The memory fusion is here to expand the RAM up to 8 GB. This is advisable if you want to multitask on light apps. Not significantly helpful on gaming though. You are free to adjust this depending on your need. And a good thing I didn't notice much bloatware here on the operating system. And I received several software updates, but it was a small size since I booted this device. So this phone is using a Unisoc T603. This is a basic octa-core processor, intended for basic use. It works, not slow but not that snappy. Loading apps will have a second or two to load, but not really slows or hangs up. But amazingly, it could still load and play games like Pokemon Go, Pokemon Unite, Mobile Legends, Call of Duty, and Asphalt 8. You can play it here, and this is not intended for heavy gaming. And here are some quick gaming samples for your reference. Let me state that Asphalt 9 is not available on the Play Store, so we tried the Asphalt 8 instead. Amazingly, this can play this game well. And just notice that the phone became a little bit warm after gaming for a few minutes. For the cameras, though it looks and designed to look like an iPhone, this is way far from an iPhone's camera performance. But we are able to capture good ones for a low-cost phone. The Itel A70 has a basic 13-megapixel camera, a second one that is most likely for aesthetic purpose only. It takes basic photos and produces good ones in bright sunlight. So this is the sample video recording of the Itel A70. As you can see, very basic lang din naman yung video na natoproduce natin. And you can hear me. So let's check if it's tinny or okay naman yung camera reception. So what do you think about about this video. For selfie shots, it has a front light that supports the pictures. The light works as 360 flashlight lamp. And now let's wrap this video up. Overall, the A70 is a basic mobile phone for communication purposes, not for gaming or photography-centric activities, but for your basic daily use. Yung basic na gamit lang for apps and communication, but still has decent multimedia tools. This is expected on mobile phones for this low-cost price segment. Isipin mo below 4,000 pesos lang ito. There's nothing much to say na siguro dahil this phone is just a basic phone and capable phone for daily use. There are good things about the Itel A70 for a basic smartphone. First, it has a USB Type-C port. One of the few that left the micro USB port itong A70. And aside from being an iPhone look-alike, it is really a good-looking phone. The iPhone design looks very appealing and it translates to the Itel A70 too. At least, this basic phone is way better in performance compared to the past cheap smartphones we had like the Infinix Smart 7, Tecno Spark Go 2023, and the Itel A60s. So kung bibili ka ng smartphone at para sa basic use lang for you to communicate and be online, this A70 smartphone is good for you for your 4,000 pesos. Alternative options? Having the same price, you can go for the older Itel S23. For the same price, it has a good processor and a smoother 90Hz refresh screen. And you may also consider yung mga bagong labas lang like the Infinix Smart 8 that has a good processor, 90Hz refresh display, a ring light flash, and also bagong labas lang din the Tecno Spark Go 2024 with stereo speakers. So again, kung basic use lang basta connected, okay na itong Itel Awesome A70. And that is it. I hope nakatulong ito para ma-experience ninyo ang phone sa panonood lamang. Subscribe to Lanicom Views, follow nyo din sa FB and Instagram ang Lanicom Views. Comment kayo at pag-usapan natin ang mga views ninyo and learn from each other. This is Lanicom of Lanicom Views. Hanggang sa muli!